Welcome to Deathproof CrossFit, Columbus, Indiana's finest functional fitness gym. I've got a few things that I want to cover as we move towards this huge opportunity that is the New You Challenge that starts on the 22nd of July. Here we are 1 week out. And you're probably thinking, I've got a bunch of questions. I'm not really sure what I've signed up for. It was a little scarce on details. Don't worry. I understand the nature of the advertising, but it worked. It drew you in, and I make no apologies for trying to make you as healthy and fit as I possibly can. So by whatever method that occurs, I sleep pretty well at night thinking that that's just okay. You're going to love this process. Hopefully you're going to love everything about the process, the place, the people, and you might even find a soft spot in your heart for me by the end of it, but there are no guarantees. Over the next 6 weeks, we're going to teach you how to exercise, we're going to teach you how to eat. There's going to be so much stuff that we're going to throw at you. If you've ever heard the expression of drinking from a fire hose, as lame a cliche as that is, it is applicable at this point. We're going to teach you so much stuff you can't possibly remember everything. But you probably don't remember instructions on brushing your teeth either, and you manage to do that every day, because it's a habit. So we're going to try and instill in you as many habits as possible. That way you don't have to remember anything, it's just the stuff that you do. But for those details that'll get away from you a little bit, some of the specifics around nutrition, I'm going to knock together a few videos like this that you can refer back to, because we want you to be completely successful moving forward. I don't want you to have to ever repeat this kind of a process ever again. This is supposed to be like the start and switch. We don't want your engine to fade and have to restart. So how do you get a jump start on this process? Well, you can start right now. Even though we're a week out, the first thing that you need to do, that you must do, and I know that this sounds like it's going to really, really suck, and it will for about 3 to 7 days, but you have to quit sugar. Sugar is the white stuff that comes out of the bag marked sugar. Don't worry too much about having heard that there's sugar in fruit and all that kind of stuff. There's a really simple way to look at this. The complex way is to read all of your food labels and determine if there's any sugar in, and you'll become familiar with it over time, but it's a giant pain in the butt. The really easy way to know that there's no sugar in something is eat lean meat, vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, very little starch. And that way there'll be no sugar. If you're looking at a label to determine if there's sugar inside of a product, that tells you it is product, it is not food, it is the result of processing, and then it's not your first choice in what you should be eating. We want you to eat natural foods. Your body is well adapted to eating natural foods. What it doesn't do is react well to processed foods. Now, I understand processed foods can be delicious, or at least you think so right now. What you'll find is the more you eat natural food, the more your body will adapt and crave natural food. And you will know when you've got it pinned, because you'll be looking at your partner going like, man, what are we going to eat? And you'll be, hey, I could just murder a salad right now. I would absolutely slay it. And when you're in that kind of mode of thinking, when that's the craving that you've got, then you've got this, the nutrition part just pipped. Simple. All of the classes are going to be an hour long. They're all instructor-led. You do not have to think about anything. You don't have to have any preparation other than to bring a water bottle for hydration and your sneakers, preferably a pair of sneakers that you wear indoors all the time. We're going to be spending very little time outside. Running is great exercise. It sucks, particularly if you're not a runner, but it's not necessarily the best way to get the best out of people who are complete beginners. There's a lot of technique work in running, otherwise you risk injury. So we tend to limit the amount of running that we're doing. So as far as bringing a clean pair of shoes into the gym, they'll remain pretty clean. If there is some running in a workout, there will always be a scalable option. Nobody's going to make you do anything you don't want to do. Now, we may ask you to do things that are going to challenge you. That is the entire point of this exercise. But if you give us a firm no, I simply cannot do that. It causes me too much discomfort, too much pain. I have a prior injury that prevents me from doing that. Then absolutely, we will find a scalable option for you. Now, scalable doesn't necessarily mean easier. We might find something that is more difficult to do. By more difficult, I mean the power output requirement is higher. But it will still utilize the same functional movements that humans are required to utilize every day. Running is great because it's faster than walking and it gets you to a place that you were not previously at. Cycling also does the same thing, but you've got to own a bike. Kayaking does the same thing, but you've got to own a kayak and you've got to want to be a place that's on the river. There's lots of functional things that we can do that exert high power output, that give us high intensity and change the physiology of the body, which means that you get bigger, stronger, faster, quicker. You may have some concerns that you're not an athlete now and you're worried about coming in and there being a whole bunch of like super fit people. Fact is, people like you are the reason that this place exists. You are our multiple clay. We do produce elite level athletes, but produce them is what we do. They weren't elite athletes when we started. They're also on their journey. The good news is that if you've looked at our history, we took the precaution of burning the place down in January of 2018. And so we only reopened in September of last year. That means that all of our members are new. So we don't have any long-standing 6-year trained CrossFitters who are vying for places in the CrossFit Games. Virtually everyone in the gym has started or is starting from the point that you are too. And you will recognize this as soon as you come in. You're going to see this on orientation day. For orientation day, there are going to be two. There are on the 20th and 21st, that's Saturday and Sunday. That'll be at 12 p.m. Both of those days. We'll get everybody in, show you around the gym, show you the facilities, show you where the showers are, give you a few of the rules of the place. The rules generally exist for one of two reasons. Either they are there for your safety and convenience, or they are there for my amusement. It's pretty easy to tell which rules are which. Fundamentally, we want you to be comfortable and we want to make sure that you're not getting hurt. If anybody gets hurt, you won't be able to train the next day. That means you're missing a training opportunity. It behooves me and my crew to keep you in tip-top physical condition, make sure you're safe, make sure you don't get any injuries, make sure you can come back as often as possible, because this place operates just like a tanning bed. The more you go on it, the more tan you become. The more you come here, the more fit you become. And for that reason, you have the full spread of the schedule. You can come to as many classes as you want. In fact, some days where we have two different classes, different times, you're welcome to come to both of those. If you want to hit a CrossFit class in the morning and a shred class in the evening, you're perfectly welcome to do that. We do want a minimum of 4 days a week. This is important because that way we can compress most into this short time that's available. 6 weeks is not a long time. An ideal pattern would be to work out Monday or Tuesday, day off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you have the option of either coming in or taking rest days at the weekend. Will you need a rest day? No, absolutely not. For the level that you're going to be working out, there is no physiological requirement for you to have that much time that you're not exercising. However, sometimes you may not feel like coming to the gym. And I'm also going to impress upon you that the whole point of this improvement in physicality is so that you can generate awesome memories with your friends, with your family. And what you should not do is sacrifice an awesome family day because you've got to go to the gym. No one is going to remember how many unbroken pull-ups you could do on your deathbed. But they will remember the time you were on the boat and somebody lost something overboard and you jumped in and somebody threw a dog at you and the dog attacked you and then there was a snake and a crocodile, whatever the story is. Those are the things that you don't want to miss out on. Hopefully the crocodile is not the reason that you're in the hospital in the first place or lying on your deathbed. The whole point of exercising is to give you this physicality that allows you to take part in life. Don't become a gym rat. Use this as a tool in the same way that you use a school for your education, and then use that education to give yourself opportunities to do things outside. Use this place and the education you receive here to go and do things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. We want those stories to be told. We want you to inspire the rest of your family. If I can inspire you to become healthy and fit, and you do the same for your family, I get to have influenced a whole bunch of people rather than just one. And we have a huge problem here in the US right now in terms of the general health of the population. And it is the mission of this place to try and make a change to that. One thing that would really help us out in order to get things running pretty quickly would be if you could go online, create an online account, and sign the waivers on your account so that we can assign to you a membership that will allow you access to the gym for the time that you're going to be here. Here's some instructions on how to get that done. Okay. Open up a new browser window and visit deathproofcrossfit.com. That will take you to our main page. Next, look on the menu bar and find memberships and pricing. Click on that. And then you'll see here, there's a free trial, $0, 7 days, 4 classes. Click on sign up now. And this will take you to our sign up for the membership. And we will sign up with one of my emails and continue. And enter out all the information. So open a dummy name. Enter my address. Enter a password and confirm it, and then click on register. There we go. We've got a new registered account. It tells us that we're missing the 2 waivers. Clicking on either of these hyperlinks will take you directly to the waiver, and you can sign it online. There's an announcement from the online app. There's a link to our mobile app, and you click on that, and it will take you to download instructions for the app so that you can put that on your home screen. That app will be how you sign up for classes and adjust your account. And you can see here I can enter a profile photo, which is really critical. There's going to be a lot of you joining this challenge, and it would be nice if our instructors could talk to you by name instead of having to yell "Oi!" You can fill in the rest of this info. There's a place for your address, some medical information, simple medical information. We just want to know what your any injuries and allergies and that kind of stuff. And we want a emergency contact number in there. Everything that you need to operate your account is here. There's no need for you at this moment to put a card on file. However, if you want to buy drinks post-workout, then you can put a card on file and charge those drinks directly to the card. Your waivers can be found under the waivers heading, and you can see that these are not yet signed. Let's just show you that real quick. Up comes the waiver. Type in your name and your signature. Let's just clear that. You can write in. There you go. Looks nothing like your signature. Don't worry about that. And then once it's submitted, it will show you that your waiver has been done. And now there's only one waiver missing, which is the release of liability. So everything you need in this one-stop shop, you can access it through the website by entering the membership access portal, or you can get the same information on your app. Here we have spaces also available on the app where you can keep a journal. It'll show you how you worked out that day. So if you're a journal kind of person, that's where that is. We also have a nutrition app. Any lifts that you've done, you can track with either PRs and maxes part of the app. You can keep track of your body stats and measurements using this part, and you can upload progress photos so that you can keep a track of what you look like. Maybe a before and after would be appropriate there. Programs is an add-on that we use for specific athletes that are doing particular things. So everything you need is in there. Once you've got that, you can then go to the schedule, and you will be able to see the schedule, and there'll be a sign up button. And if you choose one of those classes, you can click sign up, and it will register you for that class. Pretty simple. The nutrition component of this challenge is simple yet difficult. It is going to involve you doing different things, actually completing different tasks than you normally would. So it would be nice if you could have access to the nutrition information up front and then make a jump start on it. So I've made sure that that's happened. When you access the nutrition information, what you're going to see is it is based on lean meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. There are 3 different diet levels that you can choose from. You can choose a meal from any of those diet plans. Just understand that the elite level is the cleanest kind of food and will give you the best results. The pro level is somewhere in the middle, and the starter level is a little more forgiving and probably easier to adapt to. But you should push towards pro and elite as much as you can. The best approach in the first week is to pick out 2 or 3 recipes that you think look delicious, get the ingredients for those recipes, and then go do some grocery shopping and plan when you're going to eat those meals. So maybe this looks like 3 meals, call them A, B, and C, and you're going to make 4 portions of each one, and then you can plan, well, I'm going to have lunch on Monday and Tuesday is going to be meal A, I'm going to eat meal B on Monday evening, meal C on Tuesday evening, then I'll eat a portion of A for breakfast on Wednesday, and fill in as many of the meals proactively as you can, so that you understand what it is you're going to be eating. You have the food prepared, you can put it in the microwave and nuke it, and it'll be available to you almost immediately. That removes any question about what am I going to eat. All right? This is important because if you don't know what you're going to eat, the answer is going to be Jimmy John's, Wendy's, Arby's. You will be eating for convenience. That's highly processed food, and it is rotten for you. It's the stuff that's killing America right now. So instead, get used to a little bit of planning. We're going to have a ton of time to talk about nutrition, what's clean, what myths should be debunked, what people have told you that isn't necessarily correct. Remember, when we're giving you a suggestion of the way that you should exercise your nutritional regimen, we're not doing this because we think it's a good idea. We're doing this because we have a track record of winning various national challenges by using these methods. So we've won enough titles now, whether they're individual titles or team titles, that we know exactly what levers to pull. So the simple fact is, if I'm going into a 5-week challenge and dropping 20 pounds in 5 weeks, and you eat the same as me and you exercise in the same manner that I do, you can expect a similar result. Some of it depends on your start position, but for the most part, it's a pretty forgiving process, and you will see the same results because we're acting on your endocrine system in exactly the same way. Now, if you start to cheat, those cheats will punish you severely, and we have gobs of data that demonstrate how this is done, whether you're cheating with beer, whether you're cheating with ice cream. We can show you day-to-day variations in body composition that demonstrate that there's a lot of hard work goes into getting you the ice cream. So if someone suggests, oh, it's only 250 calories and that means that you're only going to spend this much time on a treadmill, I'm here to tell you that is not correct. What I typically see is that a cheat meal for me wipes out 5 days worth of good progress, okay? Which basically means I will stay the same weight if I cheat 1 time per week. That is 1 meal, right? Will ruin all of your good behavior for a week. Let's agree right now that you've already committed to 6 weeks of good behavior. We're going to make it as easy as possible for you, but we do need you to stay the course. It would be unfair of you to complain that you didn't get a good result at the end of this process when you've allowed yourself that kind of bad behavior. So this is where you put your money where the mouth is.